You're the perfect patsies. Come on, when people look up bad in the dictionary, do they see a sweet, adorable guinea pig? No, they see you. And they always will.
The story of Marmalade in The Bad Guys is actually really interesting, especially when you start digging deeper into his backstory. In the movie itself, we barely get any information about where he truly came from, but the original The Bad Guys books reveal something much bigger about him that the film adapted in its own way. Once you learn the full context behind his origins, his entire character becomes a lot more fascinating, so let's take a closer look at it. Marmalade's true origin is that he isn't even from Earth. He's actually an alien prince from a distant planet and is next in line for the throne of his world. On that planet, the people there live for thousands of years, and Marmalade himself is around 900 years old. But despite sounding ancient by human standards, he's still considered a child on his planet because he has the emotional maturity of a preschooler. In fact, he literally attends preschool on his home planet. His father, the king of the planet, is over 10,000 years old and was completely disappointed in him. The main reason is honestly pretty ironic. Marmalade looked cute instead of intimidating. On his planet, being adorable and cuddly is seen as something embarrassing and weak, which is the complete opposite of how people on Earth see it. That contrast is what makes Earth the perfect place for Marmalade to thrive. The exact thing that made him a failure on his home planet became his greatest advantage once he arrived on Earth. He transformed himself into this harmless-looking little guinea pig, and people instantly trusted him because of it. The king eventually sent Marmalade away into the galaxy so he could toughen up and prove that he was worthy of becoming king someday. That's what ultimately brought him to Earth, which is where the events of the movie begin. Marmalade quickly realized that humans naturally associate cuteness with goodness, safety, and kindness, so he used that perception to his advantage. He became incredibly rich, famous, and admired by basically everyone around him. To the public, he looked like the perfect hero, someone generous, kind-hearted, and always willing to help people in need. He carefully built that image and made sure the entire world saw him as a symbol of hope, even though underneath all of it, his true nature was far darker. Throughout the film, Marmalade's entire plan revolves around getting the meteorite and using it to mind control an army of guinea pigs so they can steal money from the charity itself. What makes him such an effective villain is the way he manipulates perception. He becomes the perfect foil to Mr. Wolf and the rest of the bad guys because he understands that society already expects the worst from them. Since they already have a terrible reputation, it becomes easy for him to shift the blame onto them while he continues pretending to be the lovable hero everybody trusts. He presents himself as this kind citizen who genuinely wants to help the bad guys become better people, but in reality, that whole redemption program was part of his manipulation from the beginning. While the public is focused on the bad guys and questioning whether they can really change, Marmalade is secretly using the chaos to cover his own crimes and walk away with all the money. That's what makes him dangerous. He doesn't rely on strength or intimidation, he relies on image and public perception. By the end of the movie, he gets arrested after being framed as the Crimson Paw, even though he technically wasn't the Crimson Paw at all. Still, the damage to his reputation was immediate. The second he was exposed and sent to prison, the perfect image he spent years building completely collapsed. His plan in the second film becomes even more elaborate. While in prison, he gives a huge amount of information to Kitty, who wants to use a massive magnet to pull gold from outer space and essentially drag all the gold away from Earth. Marmalade becomes a key part of that plan because of his intelligence and knowledge, but he clearly isn't helping her out of generosity. In exchange, he wants Kitty to leak footage exposing Diane as the Crimson Paw to the public. His goal is simple: if Diane and the bad guys end up in prison, he gets to walk free. But that still wasn't his full plan. Marmalade was thinking several steps ahead the entire time. The moment he gets released from prison just happens to line up perfectly with the magnet pulling gold from Earth. At first, it looks like he's panicking when his gold limousine starts getting dragged into space, almost as if this wasn't supposed to happen. But the ending reveals that this was carefully planned from the start. His limousine transforms into some kind of spaceship, and he reveals that he's going back home, meaning the alien planet we talked about earlier.
I love it when a plan comes together. Now, time to go home.
That ending changes everything because it strongly hints that his story is far from over. He's almost certainly going to return in the third movie, and there's a very good chance we'll finally see more of his alien origins, maybe even his family or the royal world he came from. The movies still haven't revealed what his true alien form actually looks like, since the guinea pig appearance is most likely just a disguise he created to fit in on Earth and manipulate humans more easily. It also opens the door for the franchise to become much bigger in scope. If Marmalade returns to his planet, there's a strong possibility the next movie could involve some kind of alien invasion or intergalactic conflict connected to his home world. And now that the bad guys have evolved into secret agents, they're in the perfect position to deal with a threat on that scale.